Johnny here for Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. No co-host Winston today, sorry about that, but we're just at a gravel pit and we're gonna go see what kind of fun we can get into with the Bronco. Now we have the Badlands model, which means BF Goodrich KO2s, and we have tested the tires on ice before coming here. So we did a little mini test before playing around. You gotta make sure you're safe, know what your vehicle and tires can handle before, just going, all out. Well, let's see how this goes.
Is the Bronco good on road and off-road? Well, simply put, it can be great and it can actually be quite bad at both off-road and on-road. So you got to know your Bronco. So I'm going to get to know Bacon Bits here with you. That's the name of my Bronco, Bacon Bits. I'm going to get to know it. I'm going to show you what you need to do. Also, playing it safe off-road. You got to know your trail before you give her, before you go full send. So we're going to be talking about all the technology like stabilizer, bar disconnect, trail turn, one pedal, off-road, cruise control. You need to know what your Bronco's tech can do, because that's what's going to keep this from either being a very poor off and on-roader or a very extremely incredibly fun on-roader and off-roader. So let's get right into that. We could call this Bronco off-road trials and tribulations, because this can go really poorly if you don't know your Bronco. So let's test the trail first before testing the Bronco. Always wise to take it slow until you know. So that's a good motto. Take it slow until you know. So once we scout the area, we will then test all the tech, that we mentioned earlier. Now, I'm not going to take this extreme rock climbing. TFL did this and they did an amazing job at doing some extreme rock crawling with the Bronco, and they did show us that this is very capable. So, this video is about having fun off-roading. So you got to check your area. So I'm taking it slow right now because this is my first drive into one of the pits, and I got to make sure that I know the terrain. There's nothing that's going to roll this. No snow covering, a hole that could flip it. There was one spot where that could have happened because, the nose of this vehicle, if you don't have 360 camera, sometimes you can just go right off a small ledge that could definitely tip up the vehicle. So it's good to know your machine, and I do regret not getting 360 camera with this Bronco. So Bacon Bits doesn't have that, so you got to know your terrain before you jump right in. So on road, the Bronco is amazing. It's got, amazing suspension. It doesn't veer left or right on bumps. But here's the thing. Huge, don't be fooled. If you don't have 4 automatic and you drive it in 4H, 4H, it's a standard old school 4x4 system, and you need to be on somewhat slick surfaces at low speeds. If you try to turn that in 4H, the back is going to hop. That's bad for your Bronco. That's going to make you think that this vehicle is just complete crap, which it's not. It's just that the 4x4 or the 4H system is an old school system made for off-roading. And I'd say absolutely, if you live in an area that gets a lot of rain or gets snow, you're going to want to go with 4 automatic, because with 4 automatic you put it in 4A and it's going to send the torque and the power to the wheels as it needs. It monitors it all thousands of times per second and can really play around with how much power it sends to each wheel. So you just hit that 4A button and it takes care of itself. It won't hop and skip at low speeds. You can just leave it in 4A. Now I can say I'm a little disappointed though that it's actually very hard when you're in 4A to have the vehicle drive in just rear wheel. In rear wheel mode, you have to really feather the pedal, and it's pretty rare that it's going to be in just rear wheel mode, which actually would save on gas if it went more often in just the rear wheels when you're in 4 automatic. And that's something that hopefully will get fine-tuned with years to come. It'll help save on fuel. Now, as you can see, the Bronco is an incredible amount of fun off-road. Marie and I both had an absolute blast blowing through the snow here, but you really do have to know your machine. So remember, if you are going to be doing some, snow or rain driving often, you're going to want a 4 automatic. That's the evolved 4-wheel drive system. And you're also going to want to know that 4 low is extremely helpful.
That will climb anything.
It was easy, yeah?
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure.
No, that was easy. That just went up that slope real easy. I gotta go do that again. I'm gonna measure its angle. Well, I won't measure its angle, the vehicle will.
So if you play around in the dash, you have an off-road mode and you will find all the angles and info you need for off-roading.
So just want to do a little mini test of how the Bronco deals with slopes. and angles so I know exactly what I'm dealing with. Let's measure up. Angle here, 10 degrees, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. I think I'll need 18. I'll need a little bit more speed, or to put it in 4 low. Yeehaw! So just want to do a little mini test of how the Bronco deals with slopes and angles so I know exactly what I'm dealing with.
So it would look pretty awesome if I just, pasted together all the best moments of this day and made this look epic. But the point of this is I want to show you how important it is to know your machine, because here I am in 4 automatic and you can see that back passenger wheel is not turning. Had I gunned it, it would have slid around left or right. And on the more challenging hill in this location, I could have slid right into the hill and damaged the body on my vehicle. Now, of course, if you gun it, yeah, there you go. It's going to kick to the left or to the right, and I could have destroyed the Bronco's paneling on the next hill. So I learned I've got to have it in 4 low. In 4 low, 4 automatic, you're going to slip around. You're not getting the torque to the wheels necessarily as well as in 4 low. In 4 low, the power is going to go to all wheels evenly. You got to keep it at low speeds, otherwise you're going to wreck your machine. And you can't be trying to turn this thing while you're in 4 low. Same thing for 4 high at low speeds. On low traction surfaces, you will definitely hop the back of the vehicle, and that's just bad for your machine. So you got to know your machine. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I want to help you all out. I want to make sure we don't damage our Broncos unnecessarily, and a big part of that is knowing your Bronco and testing it out. So simply put, the 4A is an actual real-time 4-wheel drive system, which is fantastic for daily operation, for your daily drive. I'd say it'll make your Bronco incredible, and it's a must-have for snow regions, and is pretty darn good if you're in an area that gets slick because of heavy rains. Otherwise, if you're in hot regions, you don't need necessarily the evolved 4 automatic. You can probably just live with 2H, which makes your Bronco rear wheel drive, or 4H, which you'd only turn on at higher speeds or when you're off-roading, but not in high traction situation. Now, this is just a reminder that the point of off-roading is to have fun, so take your family, have a fun time, and it's okay to accept defeat. I couldn't handle that hill with the low traction situation, and that's a-okay. So just before we go try out the trail turn assist and stabilizer bar disconnect, I'm going to show you why it's important to know your terrain. So here I was playing around, and had I been going all out, I would have been speeding through this section, and I would have turned right, and I would have driven right into a pit that I would have not have gotten out of without damaging the Bronco and without a tow, because I probably wouldn't have made that corner, and I'd just bellowed down into that pit. So, it's okay to take it easy. The point is to have fun, and you've got to know your terrain. Very masculine. So big tip, when you don't know the terrain, either drive it real slow, or hey, walk it out with the friends and family and have a little fun while you're doing it. So that's what we did, and that's why we knew we couldn't drive down that, Death Valley.
Don't overheat stuff by driving too fast and 4 low, because the ratios are very aggressive. This is nerve-wracking. Oh boy, that is 20 degrees, and I would not want to do more than that. Oh boy. And Marie, how nervous did that make you?
At first it wasn't that bad, but at the end I was, how can I say that? I was afraid that we hit the ground with the bumper.
With the front of the vehicle,
yeah, the
right?
front bumper. Yeah. Because when we climbed it wasn't that bad, but to go down, it's another thing.
We'll have to make sure we don't slide off that ledge there. So,
You're fine.
Would you say this drives like a tank?
Yeah,
Pretty much go anywhere?
that drives like a tank, but I don't want to hit it like a tank. We have a beautiful paint on it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Well said, hun. Well said.
Now let's go try out stabilizer bar disconnect. I can tell you going over these bumps right here, this is without stabilizer bar disconnect engaged. So full stabilizer bar engaged, and it's fine. I bought a Badlands for the stabilizer bar disconnect, and I definitely could live without it. Going over these bumps, it does feel smoother with the stabilizer bar disconnect in function, but it's not necessary. So let's check this out.
You gonna be able to get out?
I'm not sure. The door comes on me all the time. Just a moment. We'll put this up. Okay. You don't feel me.
I'm worried if I open my door, I will almost touch the ground. Yeah, that's about 4 inches off the ground.
So when you drive with stabilizer bar disconnect disengaged, it really makes it so that the front wheels follow the terrain. And that's a reminder of why you got to know your terrain, and why I'm thrilled to have the to have those protection plates underneath this Badlands. It's a must-have if you're going to go do off-roading.
We're gonna try the stabilizer bar disconnect here, and I've got, of course, my spotter. Gorgeous spotter in the front to make sure I get up and to warn me. So she's there to tell me when I'm in the right spot. Now let's try the stabilizer bar disconnect. 4 high. You gotta drop into 4 high or 4 low to use the stabilizer bar disconnect. Button on the far left here, and there we go. Oh yeah, she likes that. Let's see how smoothly it goes over this humpity hump here. So we're at 10 degrees. Just kind of eats up the bumps, the stabilizer bar disconnect.
Don't get me wrong, I love stabilizer bar disconnect, and I love how the front wheels independently follow the terrain. It is a great feeling, but it's completely unnecessary unless you're rock climbing. So let's look at the trail turn assist. I'm happy that they've all got this, because this is a must-have on the trails.
Now, trail here, we want to turn real sharp. So let's see how the turn assist works. Turn assist on. You go completely to the left or right depending where you want to turn. So trail assist on, turned it completely to the left. Oh, that's a beaut. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is a little explanation on the trail turn assist. You're gonna be using this on trails because, well, sometimes you gotta turn rather sharply. So we don't have a whole lot of space to turn here. So what we do, simple enough, you've got the button up on the dash. It's the little wheel with the little arrow turning on it. But to make it work, you can't just now give it the gas. It's not button gas, it's button. Keep your foot on the brake the whole time. Turn completely the direction you want to go, and you're gonna hear it go. It's gonna make a noise, so it didn't. So I'm gonna try that again. Okay, trail turn assist is on. Turn completely to the left, and now there's the noise. So I just had to go a foot ahead. So that'll just whip it right around, and even at slow speeds give you a good amount of fun.
So let's start concluding all this. The technology on the Bronco is absolutely incredible. This can be an amazing on-road and an amazing off-road machine, but you need to know how everything works. I've learned I don't really need stabilizer bar disconnect, as much fun as it is. I do love trail turn assist, as I've been showing you here, and one pedal has been great for going up hills and not sliding back. Basically, I just control the gas pedal. Now you need to know how all of this works, because the Bronco can also be, a very bad off-road and on-road machine if you don't know how the technology works. Like the 4 high, we've mentioned 4 high and 4 low at low speeds on surfaces that have traction. The back end is gonna just slide, it's just gonna hop around and just be horrible for the vehicle.
Horn, just cause.
You hit the horn again.
I hit the horn again.
Yeah, we always hear that trail turn assist turn on. It goes, "Mah." Just a little moo. Heifer moo.
So I've made this video to be helpful. Hopefully, I've shown you how important it is to check out your area you're off-roading in and know it before you go it, before you go all out, before you say, hold my beer, and you just give her. So know your area. Of course, obviously don't do any of this driving when drinking. That's not a smart move. Get to know your Bronco. So, when a review comes out, Car and Driver did a review on the 2022 Bronco saying that all models have all-wheel drive. And while that's true, they kind of do all have an all-wheel drive, it could lead someone to think that, it's an intelligent all-wheel drive. And the 4H, if you don't get evolved 4x4, the 4 automatic 4H is just very bad at low speeds and could make it so that you don't like your Bronco and you just don't know why. So get to know your vehicle. Please do keep in mind, huge difference when you have 4 automatic.
Oh, Bronco, how I do love you. My head.
Oh,
What? Wow.
slides a little bit.
You like that?
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a little adrenaline rush.
So in conclusion, Bronco Tech, when you know how to use it, 10 out of 10. Suspension, Bilstein here, 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. The 2.7 liter engine, absolutely love it. And the suspension is both amazing. On road, 10 out of 10, and off-road, it's a 9.5 out of 10. This machine is fantastic. Get your hands on one if you can. You will not be disappointed. And it's surprising how such a fun, capable off-roading machine can still be so great on road. Even on washboard roads, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, it doesn't pull left or right. It just keeps in a straight line. This is so safe and fun to use. However, my one little quip, I do love the technology. I do like actually the screen. A lot of reviewers don't like this screen behind the steering wheel. I like it. What I do find a little odd though is with the 4 automatic, this thing is programmed, so it's not very often in rear wheel drive. And a lot of 4 automatics will always send torque to the front wheels, or to the back wheels, and I'm happy this is primarily a rear wheel drive vehicle that then sends power to the front wheels, but it just doesn't happen that often. And it's up to the driver. You have to learn how to feather that pedal even less, you have to feather it even more precisely than if you're driving a hybrid trying to keep it in electric mode. So it's a small little quip I have that I hope programming will fix within the next couple of years. So I hope this video has been great. I hope it'll make it so that you don't get fooled with the different Bronco tech and use it incorrectly and then end up very disappointed with your Bronco. So I really do hope that this has been an extremely helpful video, and until next time, I wish you all more cars and more power, and would love to hear what you think in the comments section. Is there something else you'd like me to do with this Bronco? Any ideas, comments, or suggestions, throw them right at us. We're here to help. Take care. Have a great week.